Welcome to today's movie review. On today's movie we are going to check out one of the classics by Mel Gibson, What Women Want. The movie starts off with the lead actor Nick Marshall, who is a Chicago advertising executive. We get to learn that Nick is on top of his game, but also a chauvinist, very skilled at selling women products, and also seducing them. At the firm his boss hires a new confident and smart lady in order to expand the firm by the name Darcy McGuire, but Nick feels threatened by her new appointment. Back at home, we get to learn that Nick is staying his 15-year-old daughter while his ex-wife Gigi is on vacation. After an embarrassing meeting with her boyfriend's daughter, Nick continues to try out different women's staff as is trying to look for an inspiration from them. Upon trying out different items, Nick falls into the bathtub while holding an electric hairdryer, which knocks him unconscious after an abrupt electrocution. In the morning Nick is woken up by his house manager, who does the cleaning for him every morning, but at this point Nick does not realizes that he has a gift in hearing women's inner thoughts until he goes downstairs, where he is completely terrified about what women think, and how he was able to. Upon arriving at work Nick realizes that most women don't actually like him that much and consider him sleazy. Nick tries to explain to his friend about his new abilities, but his friend doesn't take him seriously since they are about to have a big meeting with the new boss Darcy. Nick tries to use his ability of what women are thinking in order to pitch some of the ideas, but it is most of the people in the room didn't agree with him. Tired of his new ability later that night Nick tries to do the same practice in order to get rid of the gift he has, but wakes up and finds that it's not yet gone. He seeks assistance from the marriage counselor, who is excited of Nick's new ability, and encourages him to use them instead of complaining about them. Later on the day, as Nick goes home and offers to buy his daughter her prom dress, this is after Nick hears the thoughts of her daughter Alex and her two other friends. Nick also gets a date with Lola the coffee girl after using her own thoughts and saying what she needs to hear. They both have an amazing night, and Lola compliments him about how good he is and reading her mind, innocently not knowing that Nick had that supernatural ability of knowing exactly what she wants. At work Nick continues to use his ability in stealing the work of Darcy and presenting it to Dan even before she does. Later on that day Nick and Darcy are left alone at work where they spend more time while dissecting the project which they are about to present it to Nike. They later go out for dinner and they make out. On returning home Nick finds out that Lola was actually waiting for him for hours. Lola was upset that Nick hadn't called for the last 6 days. Nick manages to convince Lola that he is gay so as to prevent Lola from having a complete breakdown. As feelings continue to grow Nick tries to tell Darcy the truth, but he wasn't able to. Later on the Nike representative arrive and Nick was able to convince them of the big deal. Darcy, excited, convinces Nick to show him her new apartment as she was so proud of herself in buying her first apartment. They enjoy the moment as they dance in the middle of the empty room. In the morning as Dan is reporting to work, he realizes that Erin the file girl is not around. Nick had a sense of guilt since he never gave her a chance to promote her, but also her sad inner thoughts. As he meets up with the manager, Dan breaks the news that he had actually fired Darcy. Nick already knows that the ideas presented at Nike are not his but Darcy's, so he tells that to completely hire back Darcy as he was making a huge mistake. Nick later on goes to find Erin, but on his way an old lady gives him the direction to Erin's place on the alley. Nick is blasted by the electrical sparks, which are from the electrical pole above him. He finds Erin and notices that his magical power is gone, that he can no longer hear women's thoughts. Guilty of what he had early done to Erin, he offers her a copywriter job as soon as she gets back. Nick later goes to Darcy's house and confesses the truth about what he has done, but also confesses his feelings towards Darcy. As the film ends they make out patching up things between them. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more.